AOC made headlines yesterday. She often does, but this time it was because she was seen speaking with, conferring with the Republicans during McCarthy's three failed votes yesterday. And not only was that unusual, it was even more unusual because the two Republicans in particular were Matt Gaetz and Paul Gosar, who are not exactly AOC fans, particularly Gosar. So Gosar is the older man of questionable mental health. And in 2021, his campaign released this weird advertisement, Attack on Titan style anime. So I mean, like the very last thing you would associate with someone of Gosar's age and just demeanor, right? An anime, not only an animated campaign ad, but in an anime style, right? But it was Attack on Titan style, and in it, an animated version of Gosar was dual wielding two samurai swords, and he like bisects an animated version of AOC and then proceeds to attack an animated version of President Biden. And so here we are 2 years later, a year and a half later, and AOC is conferring with him, in addition to Matt Gaetz, who, has his own list of controversies. And so a lot of people had questions about just what the hell AOC was talking about, but she had her reasons, and she was asked on by, I think, Alex Wagner on MSNBC, and I think we should hear what she has to say. So let's take a look.
Gosar, can you enlighten us at all as to what those conversations were like? And is there any hope that you guys work together to get Hakeem Jeffries elected as Speaker of the House?
I think in chaos, anything is possible, especially in this era. It is unlikely, but there's always a possibility. I do think that in terms of some of those conversations, listen, some of us in the House of Representatives are independent in certain ways from our party. And I do believe that in some of those conversations, there are things that are happening on the floor. These machinations are happening on the floor. And sometimes the leadership of your party, in this case, the Republican Party, will be making claims in order to try to twist arms and get people in line. And a lot of times, information and truth is currency. So sometimes to be able to fact check some of the claims that McCarthy is making, whether Democrats are going to defect or not, et cetera, is important in order to keep him honest and to keep people honest in general. And so, I think what was important today was to send the message that we were united behind Hakeem Jeffries as the now minority leader or as leader of the Democrats, and that there would be no defections, that Democrats are here, we're not going anywhere. And if they want to play ball, we're open to that.
That's going to make a lot of people, I think, on one side of the aisle very happy, and a lot of people on the other side of the aisle very concerned. Gosar.
So yeah, there was, I think, some nervousness from some skeptics or some conspiracy theorists that perhaps, AOC and the Democrats would come to McCarthy's rescue for some reason. I have no idea why they would, because for all intents and purposes, McCarthy is as bad as any Republican, if not in ideology, right? So he may not be a devout Trump cultist in terms of sincerity, right? And I think we have reason to believe that. He's criticized Donald Trump in the past. He condemned Trump's involvement with the riots. So I think deep down, Kevin McCarthy is not a true Trump loyalist. But, and this is very important, because he has no spine, because he has no fortitude, because he has no courage, he's effectively as bad as a MAGA cultist and as dangerous to the country and to the Democratic Party as a MAGA cultist, because he will cede ground to any MAGA cultist whose support he needs. And because he has no margin for error, he's wheeling and dealing and making concessions to every party, every faction, every deranged element of the Republican Party. So the Democrats have absolutely no incentive to try to rescue him from his fellows, especially when he's committed to investigating Hunter Biden and, doing his own biased investigation into January 6th, even though he had the opportunity to have a full 9/11 style bipartisan commission during the January 6th committee last year, and he set it aside because he doesn't want the truth uncovered. He's He's incorporated, I think, a rules change that would essentially gut the House Ethics Committee once he becomes Speaker. So he's a bad faith operator by every definition of the word, and he has staunchly opposed most bipartisan support of the Biden administration's agenda. So Democrats have no reason or no incentive to rescue him from the wolves. And so it's good that AOC clarified that she was just making clear to Republicans, hey, you guys attacking McCarthy, you guys scuttling his vote, don't worry about Democrats defecting to try to rescue him or try to get a speaker. He's on his own. He's hoisted by his own petard. So I thought that was really good that she clarified that.